Hi, Cancer. Welcome to your August 2017 Astro Update. It's Raina here. So, yeah, very exciting for Cancer because you're going to have a lot of energy in the second house of earned income. And Cancer is a sign that loves security, loves to feel financially secure. You're really good at handling money, saving money, investing money. And so earning money is going to be the name of the game during August. You have the sun in that sector until the 22nd of the month. You're going to have Mercury retrograding back into that sector. This is in the sign of Leo, of course. And you're going to have Mars in that house all month long. So let me start with that because Mars is our ambition. It's how we act. It's, what we are driven to do and why. And so when we look at the transits and we see where Mars currently is, we can see what we're putting our energy into. And in this case, all month long, Mars will be in the second house of earned income, the house that is ruled naturally by Venus. Venus is the goddess of love and beauty, but in the second house, under the sign Taurus, Venus is concerned with tangible goods, like the money that you earn from the work that you do, like the possessions that you buy from the money that you earn. So you're going to be driven to want to be able to afford certain things. You may have a goal in your mind of a certain amount of money that you want to earn for something that you want to have. Maybe it's a certain item, or maybe it has to do with some long-range goal, financial goal of yours. Maybe you just want to save money too, just because you don't currently have a lot in reserve or what have you. There are many reasons why people are driven to earn money. But the point is that if you have all of this activity in the earned income sector, there must be some job that allows you to do this. So you're going to be hustling one way or the other. And interestingly enough, Venus enters this sector too on the 26th, and that means that Venus is going into the sector that she rules in the first place. So Venus can bring money with her in the second house. It's like, on steroids then, because it's giving you luxury from the house of luxury, and giving you that financial blessing or boost. Before that date of the 26th, though, you have Venus in the first house of the self. So what does this mean? Well, when Venus is in your sign, it can give you a certain glow, a certain sense of beauty or attraction. And I like to say attractiveness because that means that you can attract to you. Beauty to me is that it seems a little bit mundane, but attractiveness seems almost like this energetic quality that you can't quite put your finger on. But Venus is all about attraction. If you think of the law of attraction, you think about bringing good to you. It could be material blessings. It could be anything where people are seeing you in the best light possible. So this is really a great time until the 26th to promote yourself. You may be looking for a job, and this gives you a certain something that may have other people find appealing, and that can work in your favor. Even looking for love, you can come across in a very charming way, and that can make you more likely to attract a partner at this time. And so getting back to that Mercury retrograde, Mercury goes retrograde on I just said April, August 12th, and it will be the third house. Now, Mercury rules the third house of communication. Communication in 2017 is typically centered around the internet. And so you may hear something. I mean, you may receive a message. It could be a phone call. And this could be from somebody from your past. This could be, and on top of that, it could be on the internet. Maybe a former partner. You may be dealing with some kind of an issue related to the internet and a particular job or income stream. And this could be, you may be rethinking this. Perhaps you have a YouTube channel and you feel like, I just don't know if it's really going to work out. I don't know if my blog, if I should dedicate any more time to it. It doesn't seem like it's going anywhere. And you may be kind of thinking when Mercury goes back into Leo on the 31st, you may be, it'll be in your second house of earned income, and you're like kind of crunching the numbers. Is this really something that is giving me enough revenue for what I'm putting into it? Because it could be something connected to writing, connected to, maybe it's a teaching position. And a lot of Cancers, I think, gravitate towards the teaching profession, not only because there's that nurturing component where you want to help other people, especially young people, to learn and to grow, but also because you're very good at memorizing things. You have a very deep memory. So they always say Cancer people make great historians because of that, remembering all those dates. So there's another hit to that second house when Mercury goes retrograde on the last day of the month. But let's talk about those eclipses, because those eclipses are really catalysts for change. And it should be noted that sometimes they're not felt in the actual month that they occur. They can be felt months later, and sometimes even before the actual date too. So just keep an eye out for these areas. For you, the full moon or the lunar eclipse is happening in your 8th house, which is other people's money, and it could be something to do with the estate of the dead, like an inheritance issue. And the new moon on August 21st is happening in your second house of earned income. So we have these two opposing houses. And so with the first one, with the lunar eclipse on August 7th in the 8th house, that could be a time when there is some kind of an ending if you've been having any kind of legal disputes. And certainly, because you had a full moon in Capricorn last month, or actually, I'm recording this in July, so it's this month for me, that would be your 7th house, and that can deal with legal matters. So that could have been a time when something ended, but perhaps there's some kind of a new revelation that happens with somebody's estate. And this could also relate to if you're getting divorced, that your partner's assets come into play, or your ex-partner's assets. Maybe they were hiding money and you discover this. But they say that lunar eclipses are times when things like just fall away and there's nothing you can do about it. Now, can it be physical death? Well, always there's a possibility, and with the 8th house, this is the area that deals with death. But I would look at it more symbolically, because the 8th house can be a house of regeneration and total purging initially. So for you, in your own life, and because you have had this opposition to Pluto, which rules that 8th house, by the way. This could be like you just totally shedding an old skin in some way. And it may not even be something that you are consciously trying to do. It just may come of its own volition. And it could be a very powerful purge. But then we have a new moon on August 21st, a couple weeks later, in that 2nd house of earned income, but it's a solar eclipse. So, you have this ending that's very dramatic, but you have this beginning that's just as dramatic in the earned income sector. By the way, too, this could have to do with your partner if you are currently married, their income, because it's your shared resource in the 8th house, that eclipse. So it could be a situation where, let's say, your partner loses their job and it's like, and I don't want to say something negative like that, but I'm just using the worst case scenario, that it just like ends. So, their source of income. But it's like nature abhors a vacuum, and your income is just like on steroids. And it comes in like massively. The point that I'm trying to make is that when people are too afraid of these kinds of so-called surprises that the eclipses tend to represent in their lives, they get overly controlling and overly, and they play it safe too much. Okay, and then they narrow their lives too much. And this is something that Cancers have to really consciously fight against, because you tend to be like nesters, you rule the 4th house of home and family, and that is very important to you, to have that kind of I was going to say a safe space, but that sense of roots and continuity that roots represent. And so you want that stability, and yet life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. John Lennon. That is the nature of life, is not to be stagnant, and we shouldn't want that. So the eclipses shake things up, but it's for the best. And what I'm trying to say is if there is anything that ends financially in terms of someone other than you, you could have something really massively incredible happen to you in terms of the money that you earn. And that would be happening, it's like in tandem with that situation. And what makes it even more special is that the North Node is transiting through this 2nd house of earned income for you for the next year and a half. So there's something deliciously fated about the money that you earn. Maybe you get to do what you've always wanted to do. And it happens in a very unusual sort of a way that you never expected it to happen. And how can I give an example? Let's say that you are somebody who is an artist, and I wouldn't be surprised if more than a few Cancer people out there listening have artistic ability, and you have not been able to make a living with your craft. And then someone happens to see your painting online. Maybe it has to do with that Mercury retrograde. And they're like, oh my God, is that yours? Maybe you put it on Facebook and a friend of a friend sees it. And they're like, oh my God, I have to have that painting. And then all of a sudden, it's like a deluge. I can never say that word. Like a tsunami effect. And all these other people that saw your artwork all of a sudden, then they want paintings. And then all of a sudden, you're doing this for a living. And it's what you always wanted to do, but you never thought you could do it for a living. You never thought you could support yourself. So there's almost like a magical quality to it. So that's really exciting. And so it's a good financial month for you overall, Cancer. And so I hope you enjoyed this. If you would like a personal reading, and right now I have my natal chart interpretations on sale, hour-long readings that deal with interpreting your characteristics as well as giving you highlights for the coming year. You can click on the link below or go to rainamoonAstrology.com. I hope you have a very exciting August. Bye.